Hi everyone, this is Hardik from Fuzzing.in. Thank you for watching my. In our last video, we have seen how can we install a binary emulation that is called Qiling on a Linux-based system. In today's video, we are going to see how can we use Qiling framework to run a Windows binary. For this, we need to copy some DLL file to the Qiling installation directory because of some licensing restriction. Qiling cannot distribute Windows DLL. So we need to use one utility which comes with Qiling. We will use that. We will collect all the DLLs which are required to run the Windows executable, and then we will copy them, and then we'll run the Windows. So let's start. Okay, so first thing we need to do is that when you open the Qiling's GitHub repo that is mentioned over here, that is github.com/Qiling framework/Qiling, and when you see the readme.md file, you will see that there is an installation section over here and there is a setup guide over here. Let us go ahead and see what does it says. If you remember, in our last video, we have followed this guide and we have started Qiling. Now, there is one important note which is mentioned over here for Windows DLL and registry. So basically, because of some licensing restrictions, Qiling framework cannot include all the required files which are needed to run Windows application. And so for that, we need to use one script which it has provided, that is called dlls collector.bat. And what it will do is that it will collect all the required DLL which we need to run Windows executable using Qiling framework. And it will also export some registry keys which are required for that. So we simply need to run this DLL collector.bat file on a Windows host where we have our Windows installed. It can be a VM or it can be a system. So you actually need to go to the Windows directory of your Windows installation and then need to run this script. So this is a simple batch file. It will basically collect all the DLL and then you need to take the zip file, and after that you need to copy them inside the Qiling's installation directory. So first, let us go ahead and use this script to collect all the DLL, and then we will see how can we copy that. So we need to go to Qiling examples scripts directory. This is where this batch file will be present. So let us go ahead to examples directory, then scripts. Here it is examples, then scripts. Then we can see that there is a DLL collector.bat file. Let us go ahead and see. You can see that it is creating some directory. Basically, there is a directory called examples. Inside that, there will be rootfs. Then there is x86 underscore Windows, Windows System 32. There is a driver. There is registry. Then there is x86 64 Windows. So basically, it's trying to collect all the file for Windows x86 and 64-bit version. And you can see that it is also collecting the anti-user.dat file. It is copying it to Windows registry directory over here. Then it is also saving the registry key in HK local machine system, example root AFS, then x86 64 Windows registry system. And so there are different places where it is saving, and then it is copying different DLL files. As you can see, ADV, API, 32R, PCRT4. There are a lot of file which it is copying and it is saving it inside the same. So basically, what it is trying to do is that it's trying to take all the DLL file which are required to run a Windows executable, and it will copy that. So let us copy this file on a Windows system. We will run it from the Windows directory and we will see what we get. Let's go ahead. So as you can see, I have copied this batch file, that is Qiling underscore collect, inside my Windows directory, C Windows directory. And now what we need to do is that we need to run it as an administrator. So just right click and click on run as an administrator. And you can see that it will actually create a directory that has examples, root AFS, and Windows, it is x86, or if it is x64, it will copy all the file over there. In my case, is I have already ran that script before, so it is asking me to overwrite. I'm going to cancel it because I have already run the script. So now we need to go to system 32 directory, and inside that, if you see, it has created this example directory. If you go inside that rootfs, then there is x86 Windows. Inside that there is a Windows directory, there is a system32. So if you go there, you will see that all the required file has been collected over here, and you can see that it's not collected in driver, but that is fine. If you go to registry, you will see that it has exported all the registry over here. So similarly, if you go to x8664 underscore Windows, you will notice a similar folder structure. There is a registry, then there is system32 where it has copied few DLL file, then there is sysfile64, so there is nothing over here. Now what we need to do is that we need to zip this folder. You can zip it using any of the utility. Let's use 7-zip. You simply need to zip it and you need to transfer this folder or this zip file to your Qiling installation directory or machine. And from there, you need to unzip all this file inside a specific directory, that is fs, then given this path, that is x86 Windows, x86 64 Windows, and registry and all these things. So now let us go ahead to our Qiling installation system and we will copy this file. Okay, so you can see that I have downloaded my Windows files on this system that on which I have installed Qiling, and this is the zip file, that is examples.tar. So what I have done is that I have simply unzip it using this command, that is tar -xvf example.tar. And we unzip this, what we'll see that it will unzip it in the specific folder structure or directory structure like rootfs. If you go inside that, there is x86 64 Windows. So from here, what we need to do is that we basically need to copy all the directory, or you need to use this command, that is cp-r, that is recursive copy examples rootfs /x86 64 Windows star, and then you need to copy it to your Qiling installation directory. So in my case, it is Qiling-dev and then example rootfs then x86 64 Windows. So when you do this, what it will do is that it will copy all the registry, all the DLL file inside this particular directory, that is inside your Qiling examples directory. So basically, it requires a root file system to which it will refer, and it will look for all the DLL which are required to run the program. So you simply need to run this command, and once you have run this, you also need to run another command to copy x86 file as well. So in this case, we have simply copied x86 64, that is 64 DLLs, but you also need to copy the x86 files over there as well. Simply run this command again and just make sure you change the path over here as well. Now let us go ahead and see the structure. So on the left hand side over here, you can see that I am inside the rootfs directory. So let us go and see x86 Windows, and if you go to Windows and if we go to registry, you will see that it contains all the registry key which we exported from our Windows system. Similarly, if we go to system32, you will see that it has various DLL file which were required to run our Windows based program over here. So if we similarly go to x86 before, we will see the similar structure. And let's go inside Windows and let's go inside registry. We will see all the registry key which we exported from our Windows VM over here. And if we go to system32 and if we check the directory listing, you will see that there are a couple of files which are needed to run x64 or 64-bit programs. So with that, this is how you set it up, Qiling framework to run any Windows program. And now what we are going to do is that we will see how can we run a very simple Qiling example, a very simple Windows binary using Qiling framework on the Linux-based system. So let us go ahead. So we will again use our tool that is called qltool. And if you are not familiar with this tool, I will recommend you to go to my previous video where I have discussed this. So let us run this, and as you can see and it expects one few parameters. So one of the parameter can be either run or code or examples. So let us use qltool and examples. So what this command will do is that it will show us the example command line which we can use to run various example. So since we want to run the Windows binary, you will notice that there is a Windows binary which is over here, that is x86 underscore hello.exe. So if we go to this directory, you can see that this is the file, right? And if we run it over here without the Qiling framework, it won't run because this is a Windows binary and we're trying to run it on the Linux-based system, so it won't run directly. Now what we can do is that we will simply copy this command and we will run it. Let me paste this, and there is some issue with the JSON output, so I'm going to remove that, and the rest of the command is same. So you will notice that what it is doing is that it is running qltool. We are giving run, so basically we want to run one file, and that file is provided by -f option. This file is present inside examples rootfs, then x86 underscore windows bin x86 hello as we are seeing over here, and then we need to provide a root file system. So as I mentioned, we have copied all the windows file, windows dll over here. This is because when Qiling runs, it's basically simulate the Windows environment on the Linux system, so it requires some runtime files and like kind of common files which contains the common functions. So that's why we need to give root fs, and so in this case we are saying that root fs is present inside examples root fs and x86 underscore windows, and that's it, and we are giving no console. So let's run it, and you can see that it has actually loaded our file, that is anti-dll.dll, which is a Windows file, and then it actually print hello world. So this is the string which this program prints. And if you want to see, let us disassemble this and see, so that it will become very clear that why we are getting this output. Let us go ahead and use our IDE freeware for that. So I'm going inside bin, and I'm selecting x86 underscore hello.exe. Hopefully it should work. Okay, so here you can see that there is a function that is sub this thing, 401. So this is the address, and inside this function, if you see, is actually calling some function. Then there is a string hello world which goes inside this, and then it is calling puts function. So this function, as you can see, will simply print the string. So that is why it is printing this string when we run this program, and it is a very small program, so there is nothing much over here. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and please do not forget to like, subscribe and share my channel. That will motivate me to create videos. Till the next video, stay safe, goodbye and enjoy.